Let's all start preparing for Mythical Awakening.
7K dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Though we had a very small update today, we have quite a number of things put in place to prepare us for Mythical Awakening, so let's go through them. As we know, the Mythical Awakening update is slated to arrive in 14 days. They have begun a new countdown for the big update, so just a disclaimer, whatever new game changes or new introductions announced in the next 13 days could override my suggestions, but I will update you guys and make posts about them, so do not worry. This video is solely based on what we already know and already have at this mark. I'll start with Death Spike's gift. This is a 7-day premium freebie event with gifts that are not the same as the jumping check-in. On day 1 and 3, you will have the Dragon Spear Selector and Dragon Book Selector. Strongly recommended that you pick Speed for both. These are the best PvP weapons you can get, so pick Speed to get a speed advantage over your opponents. Day 5 would allow you to select Dragon Armor. For this, you should pick HP as most heroes in Arena use HP Armor. If you wish to pick Counter for units like Yonhee, that is viable as well. Day 2 and 6 are both 4-star special pet selectors. Only one pet is the best pick here, and that is Kale. Kale is the best PvE pet for many situations, so if you still lack Kale, get him. If your Kale is maxed, you can then pick Karam to max him out, or see if you have any other 7 Night pets which are not at 6-star yet. The reason for this is because 7 Night pet awakenings will happen first, so you will want your 7 Night pets to be completed. Remember, 6-star Pike is given in the jumping check-in event, so do not pick Pike. Day 4 is for the Fallout and Fallout of Old Jewel Selector, and here I would strongly suggest either getting the Increased Awakening Gauge Charge Speed or Debuff Resist Jewel. These two are the most useful jewels, especially for a new and returning player, and can be used both for PvE and PvP heroes, so they are very worth picking. For veterans, you can never complain about having too many of these jewels unless you have to build other specific heroes. Lastly, for the Galidas and Isabella Accessory Selector, for new and returning players, if you do not have an Isabella's Vigor, then get one. At this point, it is safe to say it is still a very good base accessory for Taka, but we are not sure if Mythical Shane will need it for the future, so you may want to hold on to it for now. If you already have an Isabella's Vigor for PvE purposes, then you can feel free to pick any other one you require, such as the Galidas Grudge, Isabella's Evil Eye, or maybe even another Isabella's Vigor. The next thing to prepare are your heroes. With the new confirmed date image, you can see that Mythical Awaken Shane and Mythical Awaken Dellons are both faded in the background, so you definitely will want a copy of them both. It has been 3 weeks into the jumping check-in event, so you still have one final week to get a level 50 plus 10 copy of both of them. My prediction will be Mythical Awaken Dellons will be for PvP and Myth Shane will be for PvE. I have made several posts and warnings prior to this video about the potential Mythical Awakening system, but for the first time in this video I will use footage from the Korea server to explain it. So the minimal requirement for Mythical Awakening is to have a level 40 plus 10 hero, and it sounds like there will be no Mythical Awakening shards because Death Spike said players can use gold for Mythical Awakening. So after Mythical Awakening, your hero will be reset to +0 and he or she will have a mythical item. This is not the same as the hero's exclusive item. In the Korea server, it is referring to this particular new item which can be powered up all the way to +10. This is basically the process of Mythical Power Up, where you actually power up the item in order to power up the mythical hero. So each power up will give your hero stat boost, which is in line with what Death Spikes mentioned. These do not seem to be cumulative, so the final stat boost is at the end. How can you power up this item then? By using hero sacrifices. So Dellons originally belonged to the 7 Night category, so you can see here that all of my 7 Nights are pushed to the top and have this green label to signify that. This means that by using 7 Nights as sacrificial material, there will be a bigger boost than using other special heroes in the same tier, for example Dark Knights or Fallouts, etc. Note that the tier of the sacrificial hero matters. So 7 Knights, Dark Knights, Fallouts, Fallouts of Old will give much higher boosts than Night Crows, Revolutionaries and Pentagon heroes. Higher rank heroes will also naturally give more boost than lower rank heroes. In fact, all special hero sacrifices will give very decent boost to Mythical Power Up compared to normal heroes, which give pathetic boosts. Also note that awakened heroes are not included as possible sacrificial material, which means those extras from the jumping check-in event you have collected may not be used as sacrificial material. So that is the reason why I've been telling players to not sell any special hero for the past 2 weeks and continue to hold on for the next 2 weeks. If you want an easier time to boost your myth heroes immediately after the update, hoard and store all your special hero duplicates. If our global New World server ultimately doesn't require heroes, then you can sell all of these duplicates for gold anyway. Which then brings me to the next prep point, and that is gold. I would foresee a lot of gold needed just to Mythical Awaken and Mythical Power Up. This doesn't even include all the equipment preparation, building, and unequipping costs which you may need to spend after the update. So start spending some time to farm in 820 with hot time. You can check the video I've linked above to find out how to farm in 820 with the most minimal equipment if you're still not too sure about it. And also, if you run out of fodder, you just have to use Celestial Tower gold shards to buy fodder, use Castle Rush points, and also do more fusions. The next part I want to highlight is synthesis. The monthly synthesis limit just got reset, so you can actually get more top tier items right here when you have the materials. Of course, all these syntheses are very cost heavy, so when you are doing so, think about your gold balance. Try not to use it all up and not have enough in time for the Mythical Awakening update. I would estimate that if you have about 20 million gold, that should be a safe amount before going bankrupt again very quickly. So for players with sufficient gold on hand, some of the syntheses to pay attention to is the Slayer and Orb selectors, which you can easily synth using the crab weapons from Raid Shop. With all these perfect items from the selectors, you can synth for even more dragon items, and always remember this, the equipment meta doesn't change so frequently unlike the hero meta. I've been talking a lot about PvP equipment, but what about PvE stuff for Shane? If you have been watching my recent videos, you will understand the concept of Transcendence Stones and how they can help you. So if you are a new player, please do Siege Defense hard difficulty and follow the tips to get fast progress in terms of PvE equipment building from the video I've linked above. It is an extremely important video to help set the goal for you guys. So that is all I have for this Mythical Awakening preparation guide. I hope by bringing in some Korea server footage, you guys have a much clearer idea of what could happen. If you have more things to add, feel free to leave them in the comments below so that everyone can benefit. Do give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you